So I'm so glad to see you, have you here on my channel today. Benjamin, who is 13-year-old programmer who launched NFT collection Weird Wealth very successfully. And after that, your story was featured in international medias, and then you really, I think it changed your life. For those who may not know exactly who you are, do you mind sharing your background and tell us about yourself?
So I'm Benjamin and I'm a 13-year-old schoolboy from London, fascinated by the world of cryptocurrencies and NFTs. From a young age, my dad would often come home, bring out his laptop and start coding, and me and my brother would just sniff around and see what he was doing. And he noticed we were really curious in him coding, so he got us set up with laptops, and we started coding originally just as a small little fun learning experience that we would do here and then. But he noticed we were really receptive, so we got a lot more serious and we began doing coding challenges consistently for a few years. And early last year, I got sucked into the rabbit hole of NFTs. And I found them interesting originally as an online flex, but I later started to admire the artwork and the utility. And my dad's friend, he'd bought an NFT called a Rare Pepe for $27,000. And I instantly became fascinated that he was willing to spend this much money on a JPEG. But he then sold it a few months later for $500,000.
Wow.
And this is just fascinated me that someone was willing to spend this much money. So I got into the NFT rabbit hole and started learning and researching. I then launched my first collection. Unfortunately, I didn't sell any of them. But I then moved on to Weird Wells, which was my second collection, and it consisted of 3,350 weird wells in a pixel format, and they mimicked CryptoPunks, coming in 4 different formats: normal, zombie, ape, and alien. I posted a thread on Twitter on how I was able to launch an NFT collection at such a young age, and the thread went viral. People were connecting with my story and buying these wells, and I'm really happy that people wanted to support my story.
And this collection, Weird Wells, you have done your smart contract as well, right?
Yes.
How did you do it? By yourself? You had some support of your dad?
So I had a lot of support from the open source software, open source community. There's lots of open source software online that helps you build an NFT collection. So when you make an NFT collection, you create all the different base and trait layers for your NFT, and you put them into this Python script, and it generates your NFTs by putting all your traits and base layers together, making
Yeah.
composite layers. And originally, I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know where the script was. But after chatting to some apes online in Discord, they sent me over to a radiologist from South Africa called V. And he kindly shared with me the Python script used to generate your NFTs. And I generated my weird wells, and people were saying that they looked really cool and I should go ahead with the project. So after that, I moved to the smart contract, and the smart contract is not that hard, to be honest. You just look at existing smart contracts, which you can find online, and you just change it to fit your collection. And due to my background in coding, I was then able to launch a website with the help of some developers online.
Yeah.
And when I launched this website, what it is, it allows an easy minting experience for your users. So instead of them go to the contract and try mint it there, they can just go to your website, put the amount of NFTs they want to mint and mint it. And that's basically the 3 main stages to launch an NFT collection. Of course, you need to market your NFT as well, but I just posted a thread. I didn't expect to sell any of them, but it kind of just blew off and went viral.
And so the smart, your NFTs are minted on your website?
Yeah, so
Or
they mint it from the website, and then once all of them have been sold, people can then buy, sell, and trade them
right,
on the secondary market, like a
right,
website like OpenSea.
right. And loyalties you are getting from the secondary market. Can you explain how it works from your experience, please?
So once all your NFTs are sold out, they then appear on the secondary market. for example, OpenSea is a good secondary market that people often use to buy and sell NFTs. And you can log in with the account that you used to launch the smart contract on OpenSea.
Mhm.
And you can then change things about your collection on OpenSea. For example, the banner, the profile picture for the collection. And you can also add royalties. So most collections put a royalty of about 7.5% or 10%, but I was only here for the education, and all the money I made was secondary. So I put a really low royalty of 2.5%. So every time a weird well gets sold, I get 2.5% of how much it was sold for.
Right. And this royalty, you can change the setup during the, how do you say, for example, now, if you want to increase from 2.5% to 5, you will be able to do so. Is that correct?
Yes, I will be able to do so now, but I'm just going to stick at it at 2.5%.
Really? That's
Yes.
that's good. That's good. And then you have any other NFT project soon to do, maybe this year, another one during the summer vacation?
I actually launched another NFT collection last year. It was with V, the person who kindly sent to me the Python script. And
Mm-hmm.
we worked with designers from Marvel and Disney to create an NFT collection called Non-Fungible Heroes. And in my opinion, it has some of the best art in the NFT space. It's amazing art. And we aim to bridge out into Hollywood and make a TV series, like an animated TV series with our
Wow.
NFTs as characters. And we've been doing some really cool stuff recently. We launched our game, we did some merchandise drops, and there's a lot happening over on that project.
Amazing.
Game. What game?
And what kind of game that you're talking about?
It's it's a kind of simple game. Most of the NFT collections, they don't have much money to create such a really amazing game like Fortnite or Minecraft. It's an idle game, so you just click a few buttons and here and there, and it does some quests and stuff.
And is it on the Web 2 environment or it will be on the metaverse?
It's kind of a mix of both. So it's a website that you can go, and you have to have one of our NFTs to be able to
Yeah.
play the game, and you play the game with your NFTs. And you playing the game, we're making it so you can yield some of our tokens called Law Token, and we're currently adding that to our game, but it's not a feature yet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And what kind of ideas you have for the future with these tokens? You will make another game, or you will just develop and upgrade these games?
So in the future, we're aiming to keep on building and see where this takes us. And if we do get the funding, we could definitely make a better, way better game.
Way better game.
Okay.
It's amazing what you do. And how long do you spend every day? How I don't know, 1 hour or 20 minutes? How much time do you spend to do coding and working on your projects?
So during the school week, I come back from school at 4 o'clock in the evening, and I try to get my homework, get it out of the way, and make sure I'm up to date with any schoolwork that I have. And then maybe for 1 hour at the end of the day, I might jump on into the Discord and talk to some fellow weird whales or non-fungible heroes people. But I don't spend that much, as I do have a lot with school and
Right.
exams to prepare for. But with coding, I do try to devote some time to it, as I really enjoy it. And I find it really fun. I do it with my brother and my dad.
Yeah.
We have a website called Code Wars where we do an online coding challenge every day. So
Oh,
I so depending if it's the school week, we might just do a simple coding challenge. If it's the weekend, we might do a harder one.
right. Because your father, I saw one interview that your father mentioned that he was giving you the challenges like every day to you, to your
Yes.
brother. and it is very important to be consistent and do it
Yes.
regularly so you have like already, I don't know, 7-8 years of that, right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
so I started when I was 5 and my brother started when he was 6. So it's a long time since we've been doing it.
And you also said that the reading the codes, you think it's more important than actually being able to write, right?
Yeah. So the ability to read code, in my opinion, is more important than being able to write code, because the majority of your time you're spending reading code, looking at other people's code. And if we're able to look at other people's code and evaluate it, say what's the positives and the negatives, that will have a big impact on your coding experiences in the future.
And how, if you are not writing, do you try these codes that you are reading from the other people, like from GitHub or anything? How do you try it to see what they are doing? Or you can already, how to say, naturally doing it in your brain automatically? How do you do it?
So normally when I look through code, I kind of run through it in my brain. So I see what it's doing, what this function is doing, what this
Right.
variable is doing. But if I want to get a bit more curious, I can pull it from GitHub and run it on my own machine and see how it works.
Wow. I just cannot believe that you are so young and you have already acquired all these skills that is even very, very difficult. Maybe it's more difficult for older people to learn. I did a little bit of coding, but it was very, very tough. Very, very tough. Yeah.
But your background is finance as well.
Yeah, well, my background is finance. I've been in like 20 years in banking. So I was more analyzing the markets, meeting clients, and this NFT. Now we have 265,000 users, OpenSea 1 million users at least, and the market was 22 billion or 25 billion US dollar last year. Compared to 2020, 95 million. It's I've never seen such a asset class or something that made such a growth in 1 year. What do you think about it, the future of NFT? How do you see it in
The future is definitely bright, as
Yeah.
I think that only 99% of NFT use cases are waiting to be discovered. So currently, it might just seem a bit heretic. It might just seem a bit weird that 8 pictures are going for millions, but NFTs do play an important role in the future. I can imagine everything from tickets, passport tickets, airline tickets, house deeds turning into NFTs, as everything can be verified via the blockchain. So there's definitely a bright future ahead.
Right, I totally agree with you that now we are only have aware of 1% of utility of NFT, that how we can use NFTs. You said air tickets. What
Yeah,
else?
airline tickets,
Yeah.
passport tickets, just house deeds, everything that that can be digital or can have a digital component can move on chain and turn into an NFT.
Right.
Can you explain the difference between JPEG and NFT? What is the difference?
Oh, can
What
you please explain the difference between JPEG and NFT to the people who
So often you'll just hear skeptics say it's just a JPEG, but there are actually many components behind an NFT. So you've got the metadata, which it's a metadata is like the description about your NFT. You've also got the actual picture itself. You've got the transaction on the blockchain, and there's an NFT can be any multimedia object. It can be a text file, a tweet. The first tweet ever posted on Twitter by Jack Dorsey, the founder, recently sold for millions.
Right.
Okay. What is his advice to the young people who want to get into NFT? How to start? Yeah.
Well, what is your advice for younger generation who wants to get into NFTs or this Web3 world? What would be your advice? How they should?
So there's a saying that goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. So don't feel upset that, oh, I didn't go into NFTs early days. You can still get into NFTs now. Just you need to educate yourself, learn about this space, and be focused more on the education rather than the price speculation, because that's why most people join the space, just to make money. But if you want to be in the space for long term, you need to focus more on the education.
Amazing,
Very good.
amazing.
How did he learn about programming? How to learn about the program concretely?
How did you learn about programming? It's
How somebody learned, yeah, like young people. How would you?
how oh sorry, how should I say that? How somebody should start learning programming, like how somebody young who do not have the support, like you and your brother. Your dad was in IT, so he already,
Yes.
you saw him doing it. But
Yes. So I'm in a very fortunate position, and I'm very grateful for that I have a dad who was able to support me. But anyone can get into programming. There's lots of tutorials online. So I remember I did a tutorial called Free Code Camp, and that's a free tutorial online that teaches you about JavaScript. There's also YouTube videos that you can search up to teach yourself about HTML and CSS. So there's lots of free tutorials online that you can use.
So YouTube.
Yes.
And how about marketing? Discord, what is the best marketing?
Oh, right. How did you market your collection? You mentioned a little bit about marketing, but did you use mainly Discord or Twitter? How did you do?
With my collection, it made just went viral. I had 50 followers, I think, at the time, and posted a thread. But after some big retweets from big accounts, it kind of just blew off. But for marketing an NFT collection, usually want to be on Twitter, that's where most of the NFT crowd is. And all NFT collections, they've got a Discord server where people can jump in, they can verify the NFT. Sometimes that gives them access to exclusive Discord channels, and there's a lot of channels you can make in your Discord. For example, a channel if you want to sell your NFT, so someone can just come in and post their NFT, a general channel. So there's lots of ways to market your NFT, but I would stick to Twitter and Discord as they're the main ones right now.
Perfect.
And do you feel that you are 13, but you feel that your environment has changed a lot since last maybe September, summer, since this collection?
So my offline life in the real world hasn't really changed that much. I still go to school. At school, my friends don't really talk about it that much. They congratulated me at the time, but we don't talk it that much. It's just normal us playing football, sports. But my online life has changed massively. I made loads of new contacts on Twitter, met loads of new people on Discord, and I've just got an amazing an online life, and I'm so fortunate, and I'm really happy that I've been blessed with this opportunity.
You are enjoying it, and your father also, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about the Oxford experience? You talked at the university. How was the talk?
Yeah, my husband is curious about your experience to make a lecture at Oxford University. From what was it? Pembroke College?
Pembroke College.
Yeah.
Yes. So as I mentioned before, my online life changed massively, and through a few contacts, I met a person called Josh, who is currently studying at Oxford, and he runs the Crypto Society at Oxford. And after having some chats with him, he said he was trying to explain NFTs to his roommates. And one of them, as a joke, just said maybe you should go and get Ben to do a lecture. And he kind of ran with the idea, got it all set up, and I was able to talk about my my journey in the NFT space, and how digital art has evolved and where this is all heading, and the metaverse. It's no longer a buzzword, it's real, it's happening, it's going to change our online society. and I was able to talk about all of that at Oxford, and it was an amazing experience. All the people at the event were really receptive.
And how metaverse will change the life?
How
metaverse?
How metaverse will change your life? That's another question. Yeah.
Yes, so the metaverse will change everyone's life. Like me and you're interviewing me here on the Zoom call, but in the future, you might be here in the room as a holograph. And
Let's do it in a few months. No?
yes, it's the metaverse has made Mark Zuckerberg pivot his entire brand by rebranding as Meta, and it's here to stay. And many people just think of the metaverse as just another platform, but it will consume everything: TV, radio, YouTube, everything will be linked somehow into the metaverse, and it's going to be
Right.
massive.
Right. Which is your favorite metaverse platform? Do you have one? Decentraland, the Sonium Space, Sandbox?
In terms of metaverse, I haven't metaverses currently. I haven't actually been that involved in it, but two main ones that I've tested are the Sandbox and Decentraland.
Right. So maybe we can meet next time in Decentraland with
Yes.
Hannah. That could be fun. Yeah, because I'm trying to do some kind of Japanese presentation in Decentraland and try to make like a tea ceremony experience, which is very, very closed normally. And if you don't know about tea ceremony, even as a Japanese person in Japan, you cannot go. But I tried to recreate it to share with anybody who's interested.
What is tea ceremony?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Do you know about tea ceremony?
Well, not much.
No, it's just like people who are coming to enjoy the tea and meal, the concept.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it started with some rice that whenever they go somewhere, they are king soldiers, so they were surrounded by their guards. But while they are having tea ceremony, they could be alone with important two kings talking to each other. And this became really like important habits for sophisticated samurais in maybe 17th century. And then till today, we kept the tradition that we have this tea ceremony to invite some friends. But the theme you choose, and then you coordinate all the decoration. And it's just that it's like slow life compared to the busy life. You spend half a day talking, and then you just enjoy the moment and the aesthetic of whatever you use in tea ceremony. It's I have never seen this in Europe. I've been in Switzerland for 20 years, but I've never seen something similar to this Japanese tea ceremony. So
would you like to come with us to Japan?
Yeah. Would you like to come once to Japan with us to have these experiences?
Yes. So yeah, I would love to go to Japan, as the culture is just amazing. I was a big fan of Pokemon when I was younger, and I remember seeing like YouTube videos about Japan and Pokemon, and Japan's just an amazing city. It definitely will be big into NFTs.
Yeah, we should go
Yeah.
together for
Yeah.
like some NFT conference or something in Japan,
Yes.
and I can show around a little bit, and I
Yeah.
will also
Yeah.
be happy to
Yeah.
go to where you are interested, because I don't know what you are interested at your age. Yeah.
Feel free to contact my dad and chase up further on that.
Yeah. But we have the Twitter, right? So I can write you directly.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you say? So
any other conferences are you going to?
Any other conferences that you are going soon to?
To NFT.
So I got accepted for NFT.NYC, so I'm going to be a speaker there. I think it's the dates are June the 20th to to the 23rd. Yeah, so I'm going to that.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Perfect.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Benjamin.
you.
Can we even
Thank
get
you.
together once more, maybe later, to talk about what's new and what's changing?
Yeah, can we get together again when I would say in a few months to talk about what is new?
Yes,
Yeah.
feel free to just
Yeah.
set up something. I'll put it into my calendar and we can
Yeah,
talk
right.
again.
Maybe we do also the Decentraland version. That could be fun, no?
Yeah.
I will send you the link so that you can see what I am doing.
Okay.